Yo, what's up? Facebook, YouTube, Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast needs from. It's your boy back again on this beautiful Wednesday night, as always at 8 o'clock. Before we get started, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to Titletown TV on YouTube and Facebook as well. Tonight we got a loaded show for you guys. We'll be reviewing NBA All Star Weekend, checking out my predictions from last week's show, whether I was right about some of them or not, as well as the USFL Draft that happened tonight and yesterday weekend. Um, but yeah, man, great to be back with you guys as always. First off, we're gonna say congratulations to Dukes Ford Pablo Banchero um, for being the first active college basketball player to be featured in the NBA 2K series. Um, he will be featured in the NBA 2K22 Season 5 Power Within, along with Kevin Durant and Wizards for Rue Hamanera. I think that's how you say his name. But yeah, man, All Star Weekend was great. Um, I know a lot of people have their complaints about the dunk contest, which was won by Obi Toppin, as I predicted on last week's show. Um, Not a great show, a lot of mixed dunks. Um, Dunks were okay, but as I predicted, Obi Toppin was the winner. He was definitely more successful on his dunks, as well as more, as I predicted, more creative with his dunks, in my opinion. Um, but yeah, man. Let's start with Saturday's night's first event. Um, the Skills Challenge was won by the hometown team Cavaliers, which featured their point guard Darius Garland, as well as center Jared Allen and rookie power forward Evan Mobley, who, in my opinion, is rookie of the year. Will be the rookie of the year winner this year. Having a great season, is already developed into one of the better players. But yeah, man, them guys had flawless chemistry. Um, in their competition, they all made their shots when they needed to. Had a great time in the skill competition. So yeah, man, shout out to Team Cavs. I know, uh, with it being the All Star game being in Cleveland, it's been a lot of speculations about whether LeBron will be going back. I know he really is fond of um, point guard Darius Garland they have right now. Um, and he actually played with him in the All Star game this weekend. He drafted him or whatever, and as we saw on the draft show, he was not willing to trade him to Kevin Durant's team. Young guard out of Vanderbilt has developed into a great player. Um, Great 20 and 10 guy as of right now, and will continue to get better and better. We want point guards in years to come, as some of the older guys, start to wind down their careers, like Chris Paul, Stephen Curry, guys like that who've been in the league 10 plus years. So uh, great to see him do great. Evan Mobley, as I mentioned, great young rookie, who's also part of that Team Cavs team from the Skills Challenge. I predicted them to win this Skill Challenge, but yeah, man, Evan Mobley will be one of the better point guards, power forwards in the coming years. Jared Allen is a great rim runner, great defensive shot blocker for the Cavs team. Let's go to the 3 point contest. As you can see, my 3 point contest prediction winner was Hawks guard Trey Young. He did not win the award. Did go to end up going to Carlton Towns after a spectacular performance from the big man. Um, I think he shot like 22 for 30 in the last round. But yeah, man, big dude went crazy. Big cat went crazy. Um, had a great performance. We always knew he was a greater for a guy of his stature. Sorry, guys. Bruh. All right, we're back. Um, yeah, man. Big Cat had a great performance in this year's three-point shootout, as well as Fred Van Fleet, um, guys like that. The NBA All Star Game was another uh, sight to see, with Team LeBron winning 163 to 160. I had them winning um, anyway. Um, LeBron ended up hitting the game winning two pointer to close out the game. Um, Team LeBron drafted this team and constructed this team very well, as you can see. It's a close game, closer than what I thought. I thought it was gonna be at least a 10-point difference. Honestly, not saying Kevin Durant didn't choose the right team or whatever, but I feel like LeBron James is the expert in this type of setting. Hopefully, he'll be a future um, GM one day because he can definitely put together a heck of a team. We've seen what he did with the Cavaliers. Bringing in Kevin Love to help them win the championship. Uh, Also, recruiting Anthony Davis to the Lakers, which resulted in a championship. Um, I can't wait to see what he does in the future. I'm a big Lakers fan, but if he doesn't resign with us, I understand. Um, I understand. He wants to play with his son. If his son doesn't get drafted by us, then so be it. Whether it's back in Cleveland or I know him and Michael Jordan have a close relationship. Maybe he gets drafted by the Charlotte Hornets, and LeBron James played under Michael Jordan. So we'll see what the future holds. But the first ever Kobe Bryant All Star Game MVP award went to um, Warriors guard Stephen Curry. Had 50 points, 16 threes. Uh, Dude played out of his mind. Uh, there's no question um, that he is one of the greatest player of all time. But I pose a question to you guys: is he a top 10 player of all time? I know on my top 10 list, he isn't there quite just yet. Um, of course, he has the accolades to possibly be in that conversation. But of course, you have to, uh, you know, of course, you have to, start off with the top three: Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Kobe in any order. Um, Me being a Lakers fan, I am kind of biased. I do have Kobe at the number one spot, and with Jordan and LeBron rounding out the top three. Um, Let me see: Magic Johnson, um, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Larry Bird, probably my top six. No specific order. Bill Russell, you know what I'm saying, because of the accolades being championship accolades of him winning 11 championships. That's seven. Let's see who else will be on the list. Larry, Magic, Kareem. Let's see. Um, let's see who else. Wood Chamberlain, Shaq. Um, mm, I'm trying to. Steph might stick into my top 10. Now that I think about it, thinking about some more guys, and a lot of big men dominated uh, earlier in the NBA back in the day. But yeah, man, Steph Curry is definitely on that, top 11, top 12, the top 15, what I'm saying, um, of all time. Definitely he's in that realm. Um, so we'll see how he finishes his career off. Hopefully, he does continue to win MVPs and championships to make that um, make that happen. Be a top 10 player of all time. Um, Another thing I meant to mention about the All Star Weekend, uh, the Rising Stars Challenge, the World versus USA format was out the window. We had four separate teams, this year, which I think was a great format, especially with the point system. The first two games being first to 50 and the finals first to 25 game, which was a really cool concept. I think they really played really competitive. I think if the All Star game adopted the same system, we could have more competitive. Maybe the NFL need to do that. Take a page out of their book, um, and make the Pro Bowl more competitive. Kay Cunningham was the Rising Star Challenge MVP. Another guy who is up for um, Rookie of the Year, first overall pick by the Detroit Pistons. He was on Team Barry. I'm trying to pull up the rosters for you guys. Yes, as you can see, Team Barry, who's led by Rising Stars Challenge MVP Kay Cunningham of the Detroit Pistons, as well as G League Ignite uh, Dyson Daniels, who was you know one only was one of the G League players who got drafted. Evan Mobley got another possible Rookie of the Year candidate on the same team. His teammate Isaac Okuro from the as well. Um, a couple more teammates, Sagoon and Jay Tate from the Rockets, and Foss Wagner, who also another rookie who's playing very, very well this season, who probably in the top five rookie discussion. Um, Team Payton, led by former Rookie of the Year, uh, LaMelo Ball, Scotty Barnes, another Rookie of the Year candidate, Io, the Bulls, great second round pick for them guys who played very well. Um, when we know Zach Levine and Lonzo Ball and Alex Caruso have been out. Scoot Henderson, possible top 10 pick in this year's draft from the G League at night. Bones, uh, Highland from the Denver Nuggets, um, Donovan Kaminga, and Jaden McDaniels of the Timberwolves to round out team Isaiah Thomas. Oh, wow, that's right, right. Sorry, Team Gary Payton. I'm sorry. A team Elijah, Isaiah Thomas was led by Precious Aizawa from the Raptors, Desmond Bain from the Grizzlies, Sadiq Bey from the Pistons, uh, Anthony Edwards, a great second year player from the Timberwolves, Therese Halliburton, uh, formerly of the Sacramento Kings, now played for the Indiana Pacers. Great combo guard, who's the future of the Indiana Pacers. Um, Jaden Jaden Hardy, another top 10, top 15 pick in this year's draft. Isaiah Stewart from the Pistons. Uh, led by Cole Anthony, um, featuring Arjan Beauchamp from the Ignite, uh, Josh Giddy, Jalen Green, uh, Greensboro own Hill County High School former Bama Bama basketball star Herb Jones, Tyrese Maxey of the 76ers. Uh, those are the rosters from the Rising Stars Challenge. Uh, had a couple great games in this week's challenge. But yeah, man, let's get into this USFL draft. Um, the USFL is uh, is revitalizing their league. After years away, they were a big deal back in the late '80s, early '90s, giving the NFL some competition. Honestly, some of the best stars from the '90s came from there. Um, Hersch Walker, Doug Flutie. I think Jim Kelly played there at one point, from a Bills quarterback. So yeah, man. Um, Great to see them back. And yes, the Birmingham Stallions are back, baby. I can't not wait to get the jersey. Put it next to my Titletown merch up here on the show. Great to see football back in Birmingham outside of UAB, obviously. We had, the Birmingham Iron Steel a couple years ago in the XFL. Didn't exactly work out. Um, So man, glad to have pro professional football back in the state of Alabama. But yeah, man, USFL draft. It was actually started last night. It's a snake format draft, meaning the first overall pick, whoever had the first overall pick, which was the Michigan Panthers, they had the first overall pick, and then they would have the last overall pick in the following round, and going over and over again. And with the first overall pick, the Michigan Panthers selected former Michigan quarterback Shea Patterson with the first overall pick. A lot of y'all might remember him from his days at Ole Miss. Yes, man, was a great player for Ole Miss. One of those guys who kind of started that upward trend for Ole Miss. Um, to where they started getting, getting great recruits, started, winning some top games, played very well for them guys. I don't think he played. Did he play for Lane? I don't think he played for Lane Kiffin. Whoever they had coaching before them, he played for them. But yeah, man, Shea Patterson finished his career off with Harbaugh and Michigan. Was a solid player. Um, they get drafted a few years ago. Played in the um, XFL before then. But yeah, man, with their first round pick, the Birmingham Stallions drafted former Florida International quarterback Alex Magoo with their first round pick. I'm about to show you guys um, the list of Birmingham Stallion draftees here in a second. Okay, the Birmingham Stallions. They had the sixth overall pick, like I just mentioned. They have quarterback Alex Magoo from Florida National, like I just mentioned. Aaron uh, Adoe, defensive end. Oh yeah, by the way, they had each round was a different position. So the first, the next four picks are nothing but defensive ends. Chauncey Haney, Seth Thomas, Jonathan uh, Jonathan Newsom, Darius Harper at offensive tackle, Shay Douglas, Matthew Snow, Justice Powers, Brian Allen, uh, Tay Hayes, Brian Mills, cornerback, um, Alonzo Burns, Jamar Davis Smith was the quarterback to end the 12th round. Day two, we started off with the wide receivers, Victor Bowden Jr., Joseph Manuel Hall, Osiris Mitchell, Aiden Ramsey receiver, pretty solid dude. Um, Mans Manasseh Bailey, Christian McFarley, the safety, Tyreek Robinson, safety, Jordan McCray, center, Scooby Wright, one of my favorite picks in this draft for the Birmingham Stallions. Man, it was a great linebacker for Arizona back in the day. He did get drafted not back in the day, but a few years ago. Um, for Arizona, one of the top guys for the McNair Award while he was in college. Um, Jason Fierce, Cameron Hunt, guard, offensive guard, Willie Yarberry, defensive tackle, Haston Adams, Tony Brooks James, running back, CJ Marble, uh, Demarcus Gates, Hanks, Brody Buck, Brandon Aubrey, uh, Kobe Wadman, and Kerry Angeling, tight end, to round out the draft for the Birmingham Stallions, man. Looking forward to attending some of their games. Um, and I'm just glad for them to be back in general. Just another league for uh, these football players to have another chance at living out their dreams, or just another possible step to get into the NFL, maybe, or just continue to play the game that they love and get paid for. I know we got our local Alabama Steel, led by Coach Jeffrey Elan. I will be on commentary this weekend for the guys at their home game this weekend. Please check them out. Um, Shout out to Coach Jeffrey Elan for the opportunity. They'll be playing the Mississippi Gators um, this weekend. All the games will be played at Tuscaloosa County High School. All the home games will be played at County High School. They'll be playing Mississippi Gators this week, and then next weekend they'll be playing Mississippi Dragons at High School. So please go check them out. Um, yeah, man. That was the USFL draft. Um, like I mentioned before, I'm glad they're back. Another opportunity for uh, football players to continue their career and do what they love, man. I'm all for it, man. More platforms for these guys, man. We have semi-pro teams here in town, as well as all over Alabama. Hopefully, some of our guys catch on with the USFL. I know the XFL trying to make a comeback as well. Now that COVID is over, COVID is dying down and getting better in that aspect. Um, but yeah, man, um, it's been a great show so far. I've reviewed the All Star game this weekend. I went over Pablo Banchero's 2K deal, him being featured in the game as well as USFL. Um, yeah, man. But stick around a little longer for any questions. Anybody want to jump on and talk about anything there? Want to get off the chest and your hot takes? I will be dropping a new mock draft um, this week. I guess we can kind of talk about it right now. yeah, I think it's pretty much set in stone that the Jaguars are selecting a um, offensive tackle with um, their first pick. Um, with their first pick this year, whether it's Evan Neal or North Carolina State's quarterback, North Carolina State's offensive tackle, Akeem Aguanu, or Charles Cross out of Mississippi State. I'm about to do a quick top 10 for you guys to close out the show. Um, yeah, man, like I mentioned, the first overall pick, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars selecting offensive tackle Alabama, Evan Neal, to protect their first overall pick of last year. Draft Trevor Lawrence, quarterback for years to come. Big left tackle. He's my favorite tackle in this draft. Um, Not because he's from Bama, but because I feel like he's legit the number one guy. I think he only allowed one sack this season. Made sure Bryce Young was clean and was able to win the Heisman this season. What happened? All right. With the number two overall pick, I have the Detroit Lions selecting Aiden Hutchinson out of Michigan. Um, Hometown kid, was a Heisman finalist. Definitely uh, could see him wreaking havoc in Detroit for years to come. Um, yeah, man, just top three talent in this year's draft. A lot of people uh, are are thinking that the Detroit Lions shouldn't fall in love with the hometown kid, but he definitely fits the need. Definitely the top player at his position. Whether you like KT or Aiden, you know what I'm saying, it's up to you. But I personally think Aiden is the right pick for them. Um, with the number three pick, I have the Houston Texans selecting the offensive tackle I mentioned earlier, in Akeem Iguanu, to protect Davis Mills or whoever's playing quarterback for them guys, open up lanes for their running backs. All right. And with the number four pick, I have the New York Jets selecting um, Charles Cross, tackle out of Mississippi State. Um, with the number five pick, I have the New York Giants selecting uh, Kayvon Thibodeau, edge rusher out of Oregon. Um, he's my second edge rusher next to um, Aiden Hutchinson. And yeah, man, that was my top five draft picks for this year coming draft. Please drop in the comment section who you think should go top 10 in this year's draft. You guys have a good night. This has been Sports Talk with KC, live each and every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Titletown TV on YouTube and Facebook, as well as comment on each and every video. Peace.